What's up, guys? I'm Krystle Chats, and this is the Healthy Gossip, and we are in the luxurious comedy pop-up studio in Koreatown. That's right. And this is episode 25 of the Healthy Gossip. And follow us, like us, subscribe, do all the great things that you do whenever you find something that you like for the comedy pop-up and the Healthy Gossip. In the studio today, we have Paul Antonio, our on-air producer. What up, Paul?
Yo, what's up? What's up?
How you doing?
Chilling.
How's life?
Exhausted. I woke
Yeah?
up at 5 this morning, so who knows what's going to come out of my mouth.
Ooh, juicy. And the moment we've all been waiting for, our guest of honor.
Indeed.
The Seth Lawrence.
Hello.
Thank you for
Hello.
being here.
Thank you.
Late night
Late
session.
night. Yeah. This is the only time I can get away from the kids, so this works. This works great.
So he's a dad. He is talking about human children, not dogs, like the
goats.
very LA thing that people do. Like, oh, my kids. Oh, boy or girl? Chihuahua.
Oh my gosh, I hate that so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad
Yeah.
you do, because
Yeah.
it's weird.
No, it's totally messed up.
Okay.
I'm glad they're not having real children.
And you have 2.
3.
3.
Yeah.
What are the ages?
Crazy. 7, 5, and 1.
Oh, congratulations. A 1-year-old?
I know. Yeah, they
Okay, so.
survived so far.
Wow. Seth, you have a podcast. Go ahead.
I
and,
do. Yeah, it's called Disorganized Religion.
Okay.
I talk to comedians, pretty exclusively comedians, about comedy, their experiences in comedy, what got them started, and then their thoughts on religion.
Okay, and you are comedian writer. Is this right? Are
A
you
comedian and a writer. I mean,
Okay. Are
I
you-
write my own stuff, so I figure that's writing.
Okay, so you're not trying to write
not
like
writing a novel.
screenplays or
Well, there is a screenplay in the works, but it's been in the works with some of my friends from North Carolina for a long time.
Okay.
So I need to find some time to really devote to it. But
Okay,
yeah.
like a feature length or like short film or like how
the
long are we
goal
talking?
would be a feature-length film.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I'll look out for that.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, in like 10 years.
What about acting?
Have not pursued that yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's where all the money is.
Sick.
Yeah, I would totally do that.
Okay, good.
Yeah. If
So-
anybody wants it,
So, your podcast, you talk about comedy and religion. So,
Yeah.
yes, we've established that he's a comedian, and now you identify as being just religious.
Yeah, I identify as
So-
a comedian and as religious.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is your religion?
Commonly known as Mormon.
Okay.
The real name is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which is too long, but
Okay.
that's the full name.
And you were just born and raised, right? You're not like a late join, like because
No.
your wife or anything like that. This is you your whole
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were both born in the church.
Oh,
We're born in
really?
hospitals, but the term, yeah.
Okay. And
Our
Is
parents
it-
are all members of the faith. My mom converted when she was in her mid to late 20s.
is it hard to convert? Like
I
like
mean-
Judaism versus like Catholicism?
I think for any religion, the conversion process is really just a step about yourself, right? It's what changes you're willing to make about yourself. So if that's difficult, then
Oh, I'm not trying to throw
Yeah.
my faith under the bus, but no, like if you want to be a Catholic, you literally just get like baptized. And
Oh,
you
is that
do-
right?
And then you do well, you have to do your first communion
Yeah.
and then confirmation, and confirmation's it. When you're
yeah,
Catholic.
no catechisms or anything that you have to recite, nothing you have to know, other than
Well, so when I remember doing reconciliation when I was in the first grade, and there was a
what is
prayer.
that? Wait, what is reconciliation?
It's
that
one of their
confessional and stuff?
sacraments. Yeah.
Okay.
So you literally just memorize this prayer, and then you go in
Yeah.
and recite it to the priest, and say that you memorized it, you got it down, and then that's it, and
Yeah.
then that's your reconciliation.
Yeah.
I wish I had it memorized. I'll Google that later and
Oh, there you
actually think
go.
about it. It's actually very nostalgic to talk about that because I forgot I did that. Because
Oh,
because the
interesting.
communion's the big deal.
Yeah,
when
right.
you wear the white dress and then you go get the host for the first time, the body of Christ for the first time.
yeah.
So that's a big deal. And then obviously so is confirmation because
Right.
there's been a couple of people in my life who just didn't make it to confirmation. You know,
Interesting.
And for us,
They died before.
well, spiritually, yeah.
Right.
According
Right,
to
right.
Jesus, they did.
Yeah. Well, the Catholic Jesus.
The Catholic Jesus.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so born in the
Yeah.
church.
Yes.
And where are you from?
Utah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I was actually born in Monterey Park, so not too far away from LA.
Okay. Wait.
But-
Okay, you were born there and then you guys moved to Utah?
Yeah. yeah.
Why?
My dad was finishing up his doctorate at USC.
Okay.
And when he finished
In what?
that in English,
Nice.
he took a job actually at a Japanese university that taught English. So he was teaching English in Japan. So my sister was born in Japan.
Does
We
he
were
speak
there for
Japanese?
a couple. Yeah. Yeah. He served his LDS mission in Japan.
Okay. Oh.
So,
Sick. So
yeah.
Random.
I guess. Yeah.
That's super
yeah.
random.
And then we ended up in Utah when I was about 5. So as far as most of my memories from Utah.
And then when did you move here?
My wife and I moved here just a couple years ago. It was 2017, end of 2017.
For a job?
Yeah, my wife is now teaching at USC in accounting out of the business school.
Okay, so is that part of your bit real? You're a stay-at-home dad. Comedian.
Yeah.
Okay.
I try not to lie about any premise.
Okay.
So all my premises, I think, they really come from a genuine spot.
Well, because you could technically be a writer that hasn't sold anything, and
I
you
guess.
know, like then you're still
Yeah.
technically a stay-at-home dad because you're a work-at-home dad. But if
Right.
you're literally not having to do anything, then
Oh,
well,
yeah.
good for
No,
you.
I married up for sure. Married up for sure.
Yeah, cheers to women taking men under their wings.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, I was a lawyer before and had to.
For how long? What kind?
For about a year and a half, I did transactional law
Okay.
at a small firm in North Carolina. And then my wife took a job in California, and I didn't want to take the bar again. So a big discussion about our move was what I would do, if not
Okay.
law. And comedy had always been
So
a
it was-
super passion for me. So
It was a hard test.
the bar, yeah, oh yeah, it's a difficult test.
Okay. Well, you have a bunch of arrogant bastard lawyers that are like, it's so easy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure
I mean,
you've run into those.
yeah, absolutely.
My cousin
absolutely.
was one of those.
Yeah.
Well, he's my step cousin, and I remember one of my earliest memories of him was we were in Vegas. I just graduated high school, but he had one of his, I don't know if his staff, like I don't know if it was a guy who worked at his
Okay.
firm or what, but he
Yeah.
he was sweating about taking the bar, and then my
Uh-huh.
cousin was like, "It's so easy," and I'm just like, ew.
Well, where'd he
Okay.
take it? Every state is different.
I think where
So if he was
is
in Vegas, he would have had to take in the Nevada bar,
which would have been really easy. No,
which
no,
is
no.
Yeah, I mean, the generalization is New York, Louisiana, and California are the hardest 3 bars. North Carolina's jumped up actually as being fairly difficult.
Dang, I should have stayed with this guy from like 5 years ago who was certified in New York and LA.
There you go. He was a smarty pants.
He
that
was a
guy.
really smart guy.
Yeah.
Like really smart.
Yeah.
It was painful.
Yeah. So
not-
yeah, that's
Okay, and wait, where and you're Utah. That's
yeah,
where you were.
yeah,
Okay, perfect.
yeah. That's
okay.
sort of what I claim is hometown.
Okay. Well, wow. Well,
Yeah.
would you ever go back if you're obligated or what?
Man, probably only if we were obligated. It was a fine place to be, but my wife and I both sort of had this thought about raising kids that we want to do it outside of Utah. Because there's, I mean, whenever you're a part of a sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Just a similar background. Everybody comes from,
a
everyone's
Jew in
members
Israel?
of the church. Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
You get stereotypes that are not real based on your perception of the outside world, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's like, people like our church teaches that we should be forgiving and loving to everybody, right? But then you get this attitude where it's like, oh, if somebody has a tattoo, they are not a good member of the church, or they're just not a member of the church. So you should probably be careful.
So
right?
you're really strict on
Like the faith?
yes.
Yeah. I mean, about certain things, sure.
Well, because you guys, let's see. So the reason why it's Utah is because you guys basically settled there, right? And is that how it happened?
Yeah,
Like literally,
yeah.
and it just happened to be Utah, and that's just it's not. You guys didn't pick Utah. It's just that was the place that you guys.
I
ended
mean,
up.
that depends on who you
you
ask. Sure. So
What's your explanation?
Well, the story, as it's told in our faith, is right. Joseph Smith restored the church, so we really we believe we follow the same church that Jesus Christ established when he was on the earth,
Interesting. Okay.
and that church was lost and then restored through Joseph Smith
Ah.
in the
interesting.
early 1800s. right? And then the saints, which are what we call members of our church, moved around from New York through New England area west.
Wait, but these are people from what year?
1800, like 1830s.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
so these are all like,
Yeah, these are
Like-
dead people now.
but they're kind of like new school saints, you know?
Yeah,
because
well,
they're not,
Latter
like,
Day, right? Latter Day Saints. Yeah. We're getting ready for the end of the world.
So educational. Jeez
Yeah.
Louise.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful. Okay, great.
Yeah. And then Brigham Young was the prophet that took over the church after Joseph Smith was killed, and sort of trekked everybody out west until they came to Utah, and he declared this is the place when he reached Salt Lake City, Utah.
Wow. No kidding.
So if you just, maybe it was Brigham Young just got tired.
Okay.
Maybe it was revelation.
So-
Sort of depends on what you believe.
So no alcohol,
Right.
no drugs,
Right. Other than prescription drugs.
and no snorting Molly.
No snorting Molly.
No snorting blow. Okay.
Right.
And also
No recreational drugs.
no coffee,
No coffee, no tea.
no hot drinks. Is that the thing?
Hot chocolate. I love me some hot chocolate.
You
That's
can you can
okay.
have hot chocolate, just no
Yeah.
like coffee.
Right. No
Okay.
coffee, no tea.
But you saw the Joker.
Herbal tea is fine.
But
Yeah, saw the Joker.
So
Saw
you
Joker.
rated our movies for what, 18 and up?
Now look, I'm not like a perfect Mormon.
Yeah, you
'Cause
also
rated R movies
hang
are
out
not-
in comedy clubs.
course I
There's
do.
way
The
more
denizens
worship
of
being
sin.
said.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, in comedy
Yeah.
clubs and
Oh well, I think there's worse things being said in high schools than there is
Oh.
in movies.
well, I'll never forget. I was at Flappers.
Oh sure.
Oh, and this kid gets up and he's just talking about like basically raping his mom.
Oh my
and
gosh.
there's not a lot. Like I feel like I say things that make people uncomfortable.
Oh, you do say things that make people uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Absolutely. We all
So-
do. We should, right? To a
so
certain level.
When people make me uncomfortable, like sometimes it's a good uncomfortable, and I'm
Right.
just like laughing hysterically because I love that they made me uncomfortable. But then there's that next level
Yeah.
where I'm like,
Like that.
maybe freedom of speech is not right. Maybe we shouldn't.
No.
Maybe we should take this away. I don't know, because
Stop.
there's just some things where I'm like, you can't say that, But okay,
Yeah.
they can and they did, I guess. And that's
Yeah,
the point.
absolutely.
Okay, so cool. So, and what about your kids? Like, so obviously
Yeah.
they're are you guys like? How is it with like dating and stuff when they get to be teenagers? Are they allowed to like go to prom and stuff like
Oh, yeah,
that,
yeah,
or
yeah,
so
for
that's all
sure.
normal?
Yeah, yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
like
Yeah. I mean, I
Because-
will say in California, this was not really an issue in Utah because most, right, like 90% of the population, at least that I lived in, were members of the church. But here in Utah, I've noticed that the congregation that we meet with, they actually host their own prom. So the kids are
Oh, wow.
are totally available to go to the school's prom,
okay.
but then the church also, at least the congregations, put on their own dance. Yeah.
So, what's your oldest again?
She's 7.
7. So that's a smart. She's probably a learning machine right now. Like just
Oh,
taking
yeah.
everything.
I mean, all
in.
kids are.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that age, she's probably like super, just like a little person at that
Oh,
point.
yeah, absolutely.
So, do you trust her, or do you think if she like goes to her friends' houses that she's gonna like sneak caffeine and like things like
Oh,
that? And
So I
or
don't
does
worry
she
about
tell
caffeine.
you
Caffeine's
about
not a
it?
thing. I mean,
Okay.
like, it's a substance that exists, but that's not the forbidden substance
Well,
for
alcohol
us.
is.
Alcohol, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then just, coffee, tea. And I don't really know why coffee, tea.
Okay.
Um,
So coffee, tea. I mean, obviously she's not. I don't think she's old enough to where you can be like, oh, she's definitely gonna drink when she's a teen.
Yeah,
Unless
yeah,
she
yeah.
is, but I don't even want you to have to go down that path yet. I'm thinking
I don't
even
think
just
so. I'm not
like
too worried.
caffeine, because I was just a bad little kid. So I'm
Oh,
thinking,
sure.
God,
Of course you were.
if my parents said no caffeine, God, I'm just trying to think. Because so when I was a little girl, I remember one of my funniest, I guess, memories is I was so sensitive to sugar. And
Oh,
do you remember
sure.
Surge?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of
Surge.
course.
I
Jolt?
would drink that and
Oh,
go crazy.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just, I could only imagine like myself not having had like sugar and caffeine and drinking
Yeah.
that and then absolutely thinking it would be a
They
drug.
say sugar is more addictive than cocaine.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you've heard some of my podcast, and you know that I have actually had like substance abuse issues where,
Sure.
but I could quit alcohol right now and never have it again. And like if
Yeah.
let's say I decided, okay, I'm going to start my a cleanse tomorrow, and I
Yeah.
just had to go 30 days without drinking, I would have zero side effects from alcohol.
Uh-huh.
I would have, so when I tried the keto diet for the first
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
I
yeah.
literally, it was like a movie where I was
Going-
like just a
having the
little
shakes.
taste, and I did
Interesting.
have to. I had to, I remember I had dates in my, and I have goosebumps thinking about it because I literally bit the date and like, I just kind of like melted because I
Interesting.
got that fixed.
Sure.
And nothing that I've ever, because I've done water fast before.
Yeah.
I've done the master cleanse. I've done
Why
literally.
have you done all these cleanses?
I think it goes hand in hand with like the whack job community of us women who like crystals and like
Okay.
trying to, our spirituality to like
Yeah.
connect to. So because when I was sober, I was super into that stuff because you do. I mean, obviously, your energy shifts. You
Uh-huh.
get
Depending on what you're eating, you mean? Or
well, no, if you're sober,
Sure.
and then of course depending on what you're eating. So when
Yeah.
I was on like the paleo diet, that was amazing because there was I wasn't drinking caffeine, no dairy,
Yeah.
just really healthy meats, vegetables, and fruits. And so when you eat like that, or even whenever I did like the vegan diet and I was sober, you just feel like more just better.
More
It's
present?
just- yeah, more
Yeah.
better. You feel more better. You feel more like enlightened,
Yeah,
and yes,
yeah.
you're like your cognition is just on point and everything. And so,
yeah.
in order to get to that place where you eat like that, sometimes you often have to start with a cleanse.
Uh-huh.
Like so,
Interesting.
every time I tell people like, hey, listen, like you eat Hot Pockets every day. You can't
Yeah.
just start eating salads tomorrow. Like
Oh,
you either just
right.
need to shut your system down completely and you're going to go through it. I always tell people you're going to vomit, you're going to lay down.
Interesting.
Well, because if you're think about it.
Yeah.
That's why I've said this before on this podcast
Yeah.
as well, that I cannot stand juice cleanses because you can't just cold turkey for a few days and then go right back. Like what was the point? The detox to retox thing. Like why are you trying to cleanse your body to go right back to what you were doing?
Yeah.
So I
sure.
tell them like, a reset is only when you're about to do some like a drastic change. And I would do that a lot. Probably I don't think I've cleansed this year, and like I have these
Is it
freaking
time?
spots all over me from just I'm eating plant-based now, and I'm convinced it's from like all the bread
Is that right?
that I'm
Interesting.
just eating
Yeah.
every day.
Why not just go with a balanced diet? Why focus on
I ha-
nonsense? You know what I mean?
I have it like worse than almost like Christian guilt, like eating the animals now sometimes when I do
Really?
it.
Come on.
Because
Why did God put them here?
Did you see the you don't watch the documentaries
What documentary are you talking about? I love documentaries.
about all the
but which one are
factory
you talking about?
farms and like
Oh yeah, that doesn't bother me though.
Okay.
Your viewers might hate me, but that doesn't really bother me.
Well,
mean, it's
viewers
too
my
bad,
viewers
but-
already probably hate me because I've called myself plant-based, and I say that plant-based just means I might cheat every once in a while. 'Cause
Sure.
I'm not going to call myself a vegan.
Yeah.
Just because like I'm also not giving away all of my leather goods and everything.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe it should bother me, but it doesn't. It doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother a lot of people, and then plus also if you know the science behind what like actually like really good grass-fed meat does for the body and the brain, like it actually makes it should make people upset that the vegans will just say blanket statements like meat is bad. No, processed
Right.
meat is
Right,
bad,
right.
not just meat
Yeah.
and certain amounts and what are you eating with it. And
I mean, we try
exercise.
to buy organic when we can, you know?
Right.
But
Which was interesting about the keto diet. So keto
Yeah.
diets don't care about like grass-fed and all that.
Right.
And organic. You can literally eat keto in a fast food restaurant.
right,
You
yeah.
just-
yeah.
And
That's
which
why
I
it's so
think is
popular.
really interesting. Yeah. And you stay lean, which is the crazy part about it, but it's just so boring because sugar is awesome and
Well, of
bread
course it is.
rocks.
Yeah. Gotta get the carbs. Carbs are amazing.
So I wrote this down because I saw this in I didn't get to listen to the whole episode.
Oh, is this the one with Mike Perkins? You're talking about Laurentius?
Yeah, what is that? What does that mean?
We were talking about the etymologies of our names. So Mike Perkins, we're going to go down a little rabbit hole now.
Oh, I would totally was trying to relate it to religion.
Oh, no.
And
it
I
has
was
nothing
like,
to do with that.
where?
No.
I was like Googling
No,
the
no,
words
no,
like, is it? Because like Roman Catholic
Yeah,
and there's all the
yeah,
different
yeah,
types of Catholic.
yeah.
I was like,
We don't-
I want to just be able to understand.
going
Okay,
on?
that's what I get for not listening. Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's so funny. No, we were just talking about the etymology of our names.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was
Take me.
interviewing Mike Perkins. He does a podcast called Reviewing Reviews with DJ Demers.
Okay.
And so I made a joke with
That's a
him
great idea.
about DJ of the Sea, because that's what de mer is French for of the seas, right?
This is what happens when you have a dad who's a doctor of English.
Yeah,
Jeez
absolutely.
Louise.
So,
Demure means of the sea. It does it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. And then Perkins is just kin of Pierre, right?
Okay.
Or Peter. And mine is the guy from Laurentium. So
No way.
that's why I put it in the notes on the
Oh.
episode. Yeah.
I was not following at all, and I was like, "Where
You're
does
good.
this match the church?"
Yeah. No, it
I'm
does
like,
not
what
fit in.
saint is this?
Yeah.
And
We don't have those.
St.
Yeah.
Lawrence.
That's me. That's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, was there ever a point where you were like questioning your beliefs in your church and like
Yeah.
yeah?
I mean, I guess I say yeah in understanding your question. I go through questioning periods a lot, just
Okay.
in general, about a lot of different aspects of
course.
my religion.
Because you're a really smart guy,
Thank you.
so you're welcome. But
I play it. I act very well. Yeah. So I have questioned a lot of things, but I don't know. I mean, I have this sense that I went through the Book of Mormon for the first time by myself. Finished it when I was like 12 years old.
Wow.
And then prayed about it,
Mm-hmm.
thought about it, and just really felt like it was truth. And so I keep on coming back to that anytime I have a question about other things about my religion or even like church practices, because there are a lot of shady church practices that have gone on in the past too that makes it difficult to be like, oh, how can an organization...
Even in your church?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Can I have an example?
For sure. Probably one of the worst ones
Yeah.
is that we did not allow men of African descent to hold the priesthood
No
in our
way.
church
Okay.
until like the mid 1900s, like
Oh.
modern century, like people who are
Wow.
alive now.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a bit troubling, right? Like, how do you square that
Well,
with...
My faith is still worse, so
Well-
I'm like, I wish that's what we did.
I don't know that we need to compare faiths or religious doctrines.
Such a classy guy.
But,
like,
I think everybody has struggles with faith, right? And I've noticed...
I mean,
yeah,
I
go
think
ahead.
it's worth comparing because I think
Sure.
so many of them are just the same. you
Really?
know? Well,
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so. Otherwise, we'd all be the same, and we're not. We're maybe Christian, right? There's a lot of
There you go.
religions that fall under
That's
Christianity.
There you go.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
And because that's the thing too is like what separates like the Protestants from the Baptists, like that's pretty similar. Like literally just because
Yeah,
back in the
that-
day when
Whoever was
they
leading?
split up the kingdom and whoever wanted to go to this king and that
Sure.
king, like, and it's like
Well, I
come
mean,
on.
okay, so I don't know all the intricacies, but I mean, the Protestants don't follow the Pope. And
Of course not.
I don't
Isn't-
know
I think we're the only ones Catholics.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. But yeah, anyway, I'm just saying there are certain practices, certain
Right.
understandings, right, that
Well, I had no
are totally different.
clue about the saints of your church.
Oh, sure.
And I'm really interested in looking into that a little bit
Yeah.
more, just because I think
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
really cool.
Yeah.
And because so we get criticized, the Catholics, for praying to saints, is what they say that
Is
we
that
do.
what you get criticized for? I mean, how I didn't think that was the worst part of the Catholicism, but maybe that's the bad part.
Priest pedophilia.
Yeah.
One of the things
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
we got criticized for was praying to the saints and the Virgin Mary and all of that. And
Right.
but that always made me sad because the saints is always one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, I mean, it's super
Yeah.
cool.
Right, like
Mythological, even.
exactly,
Yeah.
and it all kind of tied together too because I did get into a space where I was like really into meditation and And I had a bunch of my Christian friends from Texas who would ask me if I was worshiping rocks because
Oh,
I would
yeah.
like post my crystals and I like
Sure.
the whole tarot card thing and everything. And
Yeah.
they lost it. And I'm just like,
Yeah,
just
it
let me
freaks some
go through
people
what
out.
I'm going
Right,
through. You know,
right.
like I'm not worshiping the devil. You know, I don't even know if I believe in the devil at that point, you know, or if I did at that point. And I was just like,
Yeah.
let me and do my
Interesting.
thing.
Yeah.
I love how in the notes I literally, how you say it? Laurentius?
Laurentius?
And
I
I
think
put
so.
question mark, and I go,
Right?
huh? So at what age did you start like being okay with like rated R movies and stuff?
Man, I think probably in high school.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the official church position is that rated R movies are discouraged.
Right.
But,
okay.
You know,
How
I
old-
think there's some PG-13 movies that sort of tout
How old?
less moral values than some rated R movies.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah, I've definitely seen some PG-13 movies where I was like, how is this PG-13?
Yeah.
How old were you when you lost your virginity?
24.
Okay, so
To my wife.
that's actually
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
So when you watched rated R movies for the first time, did you feel like really dirty? And were you like, did you feel, because the first time I watched a really, really
Yeah.
bad movie, I was way too young and it scarred me.
Yeah. Which really bad movie did you see?
Basketball Diaries.
Oh,
Have
interesting.
you seen that?
I have not seen that.
You don't
What made
wanna
that really
see it.
bad?
Blowjobs for drugs,
Oh, interesting.
orgies,
Yeah.
threesomes, and
Sure.
I got to see Leonardo
Like
DiCaprio.
Paul's
do-
life. You just described Paul's life.
I got to
Oh.
do like there is this really stunning acting scene for Leonardo DiCaprio when he was withdrawing from heroin.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that scared the hell out of me.
Interesting.
But I just was way too
Yeah.
young. I watched it and I probably thought about that movie for a week straight just because I
Sure.
was exposed to so many things and
Sure.
that little.
I would do research on the films that I wanted to see that were
Okay.
rated R. And the thing that made me most uncomfortable was nudity. So I wouldn't go see a rated R
interesting.
movie if there was nudity in it.
Okay, so getting your head blasted off all day.
I mean, that's not like my favorite genre of film, but that would make me less uncomfortable
Okay.
than.
So speaking of movies that don't have a lot of nudity that
Yeah.
make people uncomfortable, we
Sure.
were talking about The Joker.
We were. Yeah. Yeah. You saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it.
What are your opinions? Like, what do you rate and rank that movie?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it made me. I was on edge the whole time watching it because I wasn't sure what was going to happen.
First question: Are
Yeah.
you into superhero movies and the whole?
Not super into it.
Go-
I mean, like
okay.
it's fine, but I haven't seen all the Avenger films, and I have no plans to do
You
so.
have not seen.
I have
them.
not.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, I love
Like
that.
Guardians of the Galaxy, that's my jam. I like those. That's
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
Some of them take themselves a little too seriously, I guess, which is funny because I also like The Dark
A
Knight,
little?
which is like
Yeah.
a very serious movie, but I think fantastic. I guess for superhero movies, I'll leave
Okay.
it at that.
So you
'Cause
like The Joker then? Is what
It
I'm
was
getting.
okay. I mean, it was okay. It was a
Okay.
fine film.
Okay.
I don't know quite why they made certain decisions that they did, right? Why is Joker a bad comedian? I don't understand that quite.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't relate it to the fact that he was horribly abused his whole entire life, so it was just kind of like, because I would
Yeah.
imagine someone who's
Yeah.
abused to that capacity didn't have time to necessarily collect the intellect that one needs to even manufacture a joke.
Sure.
right?
But I
It's
mean,
like-
all of those are decisions that they made, right? And that's sort of where I'm like, I don't know. Did he need to be this way? Did he need to
Okay.
be? I never envisioned the Joker as that.
well,
As like
they-
that broken, I guess.
The people I were talking to were even toying with the idea that the whole thing was just thought up in his head.
Then he kills himself in the fridge. That's the end? Or just the whole thing?
No, like the whole, because so in the beginning he was in therapy, and then at the
Yeah.
end he was in therapy, and that's when he kills. Well, they don't show it,
Well, it's a totally different therapist at the end.
right?
Yeah.
But because you remember whenever in the beginning, I believe he was talking to the therapist, and then it
Yeah.
cuts to him like bashing his head into the. Because what's that all about?
Oh, I see
You
what
know
you're
what I
saying.
mean?
Yeah,
so it's
sure,
like
sure.
I don't like that
Yeah, the
idea.
Inception. Just because the Inception was made doesn't mean every film
Right. I did
yeah.
not like that at all.
Yeah.
But so just there is a spoiler here. The part that I posted on Instagram that I was like crying because of the movie. I didn't cry in the theater, but when I got home,
Yeah.
the scene where he lets the little guy live,
Oh.
it just destroyed me.
Did it really?
Because I feel like a lot of us, especially comics, can
Yeah.
kind of relate to either being someone who was bullied or maybe, befriended the person who, was bullied, and
Yeah.
just didn't have a lot of friends. And I grew up an only child, so I did okay with friends and stuff, but I always definitely felt kind of like a loner.
Interesting. Yeah.
So just the fact that guy was like nice to him, and
Yeah.
that it literally, I could tear up right now thinking about
Yeah,
it. It was
sure.
and bravo to
great
Joaquin
scene.
Phoenix, is that
Yeah, and
man.
the other guy. I don't know what his name was, but the other actor in the scene. The guy that
Oh,
escapes,
yes,
right?
yes,
Who
yes.
leaves.
Oh,
great.
So good.
No,
so
for me,
good.
the best part of the film was when Joaquin Phoenix is laughing and crying at the same time. It's like first 5 minutes of the film. I don't know how he did like that. That was amazing. For me, that was like the whole movie. That was the best part.
Okay.
But yeah, I saw it.
I can do that.
Is that right? let's see it right now.
Well,
yeah.
I remember. So I was an actress first.
Right.
I did acting in high school.
That's why everybody hates you. No, I'm just kidding.
Everybody hates me.
I wish Paul's laugh was in the microphone. 'Cause then I wouldn't seem like such a jerk. People would
okay.
know I'm kidding.
Get on it, Paul. I know you didn't get a lot of sleep,
He's
but
texting his baby mama.
Future
so-
baby mama, all right?
Oh,
Future.
yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah,
Mrs. Antonio.
exactly. We all don't have kids yet, Sethy.
It's fine. Take your time.
Wait, can I ask you how old you are?
How old I am now?
Uh-huh.
33.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And
My-
you got married 22?
24.
No, 24. He
Yeah.
lost it.
When I lost
I'm
my
like,
virginity.
you were a virgin for 2 years, and
After
then
marriage?
you're
really have
you're
to
like,
save
listen, we're
ourselves."
gonna get married, but first, let's
Yeah.
make sure we're married for 2 years first, and then
Got to make
we'll
sure
do
it's going to stick.
exactly.
Yeah.
24. Okay.
Yeah.
So the Joker. Yeah. All right. Oh, no. I was an actress first. People hate me. Got it.
Right.
That's
right.
where we
Right.
were
Laughing,
at.
crying at the same time. Yeah.
Well, I remember I did a scene, and the opening scene was where I'm about to, like, I guess kill my husband or whatever because
All
he
right.
cheated on me or whatever. And I remember
course
I
you
was
did.
like looking through.
How are you going to kill him?
Exactly. Well,
Poison?
that's why I'm crying because I don't know if I'm gonna wait until he meets me and I'm gonna push him off the ledge. But anyway, so
Oh, what
in
the
the
heck?
opening scene, I'm
Okay.
like crying hysterically.
Yeah.
And then someone walks up to me and his line is, "How are you doing?" And I remember I was like bawling and then I turned and I looked at him and I was like, "I'm fine." And I got a really big laugh because
Oh,
I think just
nice.
me like with tears just falling
Yeah.
down and saying,
Yeah.
"I'm great."
Yeah.
It
Because we all
was-
feel like that, right? Where it's like I want to murder someone, but I have to be pleasant with the outside world. Or is
Yeah.
that just me? Is that just my dark mind? That anyway,
Who do you want to kill?
everybody. No, I don't know.
No.
Cyclists in LA. I can't handle
He's
the
like,
cyclists
the
in LA.
non-believers.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with y'all.
Cyclists? Y'all? I
Yeah.
kind of believe. No?
Yeah, no, I'm
Okay.
fine with everybody. I don't have
Okay.
a problem with anyone unless you're on a bicycle
What about us?
clogging up my lane.
What about bird scooters?
I don't know. You guys are usually, I don't know. You guys don't bother me. You're not usually in the streets I'm in.
Okay, the bikes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the cyclists I have to deal with.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Entitled. Want to talk about entitled people? Man. The amateur cyclist.
Amateur cyclists.
Yeah, because I mean the professionals, I think they know what they're doing. But the guys that like don't really, but they're still in all the gear, gosh, they drive me crazy.
Okay. Wow. You learn something every podcast is about.
I'm racist against
Yeah.
cyclists, I guess.
Okay.
Anyway. You were talking about befriending the loner and feeling like a loner as a comedian. And I wanted to say this one point that what I have found interesting in my experience with comedy so far is that all of these people that society sort of says you're a reject for whatever reason, and that's what makes you unique, has been some of the most like accepting people. So here's what I mean.
Yeah.
I was in
keep
law
going.
school,
Okay.
and law school was like, some of the brightest people that I'd ever met.
The brightest pieces of shit as well.
Yeah, exactly. And they were all out for themselves. And so when I went up at the Improv for one of the open mics, I had to go out and pay on the meter for my car. So I zipped out and then came back. And they draw names at the Improv mic. And if you're not there, then they ask, like, oh, is this person here or not? Should we draw another name? Now, I guarantee if that same scenario had happened with law school people, they would have been more inclined to be like, no, he's not here. Draw another name. But all the comedians were like, oh, no, he's here. He's coming back.
Yeah.
So it's been,
Well, you're also
I think it's
really,
interesting.
You're a really nice guy.
Oh, well, thank you.
I mean, he's a little mean to me, but,
Oh, please. Please. Yeah.
No, and you're really funny.
Thank you.
And the reason why I think it's a compliment for you, because anyone can say you're funny, is because you're a clean comic.
I try to be, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dark. I mean, I think I'm a pretty dark comic, but...
Well, you definitely opening up your show made me feel comfortable about going up with some of your material.
Good.
Because that's a very hard thing to distinguish. Like when you say clean, like do you mean just no sex jokes, or do you mean no cussing, or do you mean no drugs, or like what is PG-13 to whoever the show who's putting on the show? Like
sure.
And you don't know what really,
Well, and the only direction I give, Paul's going to come do the show next week, which I'm really excited about.
Break a leg.
Is late night TV. The idea is we do a late night audition, right?
Okay.
So it's a workshop for us to create our audition tape for late night TV. That's the vision.
Okay.
That's the vision for the show.
Okay. You should throw the mic out then, right? Is it because
What do you mean?
Late night there's no mic, isn't that right?
Oh, yeah. But they have technology that I don't have access to right now.
Okay, fine.
They've got the lapel mics and
All right.
tell everyone to come in suits. Who am I?
Krystle's like, can you bring the curtains, please?
Yeah, I mean, who is she? What is she doing?
I just wanted to be more like I want to do
I
the
appreciate
show
it. That's a
again,
good note.
and
That's a good note.
And I'm gonna go up.
I'll take it under advisement.
Well, I remember. No, I don't think you used that. Tell me, hey, just imagine like it's late night. Like
Oh, did I not tell you that when you came and did it?
Well, you definitely there's a tape, obviously, and you told me.
Sure.
Like. Well, I didn't know what to think. I didn't. For me, it's like nothing. It's like no cursing, no sex, no drugs. I even said on the tape, I was like, I didn't know if I was allowed to wear sleeveless.
Oh yeah, you were coming to church that day.
I was
you were
really
coming to church.
Oh, I did wear sleeveless, but I was at least to my knees.
Of course she did.
Yeah, I was like, as long as my it's a skirt to my knees, I think that's okay.
Yeah. No, you were great. You were great on there. I loved it.
I did not curse one time,
Not a
and I
single
think
time.
I was like top 3 cleanest sets. Thank you. Okay. So.
It's not a competition show, in case you're interested. But
well, I will say the newest bit that shout out to my friend,
right?
That he helped me write it.
And the thing is, no names, right? We're not dropping names on this.
I don't like to drop names,
all right.
Unless they're actually. So what I did with. And I will say his name because he was on the show with Morgan J. Is
right.
I had talked about him quite a bit. And then so when he was on the show, I was like, this is the guy. So and I thought brought a fun element to it.
Yeah.
Because
you have little Easter eggs for your listeners, which is fun.
And
it's great.
My friend was supposed to be. I think he's going to be maybe the next episode. So
fun.
And then I'll say this is my special friend.
Oh, gotcha. The big reveal is coming.
Well.
For the casual listeners.
For my special friends, exactly.
Beautiful.
And the reason I brought it up is he helped me write the punchline to the joke that has the CUNT word in it.
Oh, wow.
But I will say I did it last night at Fourth Wall, and it got a really big laugh.
Yeah.
So shout out to my special friend.
Oh, boy.
Thank you.
So now are you... Anyway.
Go ahead. Ask me.
No.
Ask
it was
me.
going to be antagonistic. I don't want to do that.
Do it. Please.
Are you telling me the best joke you have right now was written by a man?
Yeah.
Okay. You heard it here.
But
you heard it here.
I'm also
right, Paul.
I'm also not a feminist, so.
Oh, really?
Not in the sense.
I mean, what does that mean? What does feminist mean to you?
Well, I feel like it's the same way like that you can compare like the way that there's levels to how religious you are.
Yeah, like a spectrum, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, sure,
there
sure,
is
sure.
no just. It's not like black and white. So
Why do you have to go racial?
okay. It's
I'm just
not
kidding.
aqua and
And marine?
Yeah, like
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you
so
mean.
um
So you're not like bra burning.
well no, like if I'm not I will say this, like I don't reach for my wallet on the first date and
Oh,
say
yeah.
like
Yeah.
and I don't wait for the guy to go, no, I got it. Because like if you ask me on a date, I'm still like
Yeah, you're paying.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
unless I'll know if you're not. Like
Yeah.
I'll know, but I know most of the time when they ask me for a date, and I'm not gonna be one of those girls that's like, no, like I can pay half.
Right.
Which I feel like some, so depending on what level
Sure.
they are,
Well, some
will do
take
that.
chivalry as an insult, right? Like holding the door open for a woman. Like, I can do that.
Which is I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I'm sorry.
You don't like it when men hold the door open for
No,
you?
I don't like it when women get mad at that.
Oh, yeah. I think it's ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah.
I was doing Me Too jokes when it was still like.
Not me too.
Wait,
what do you mean?
actually,
How early?
No,
Yeah.
well, that too. One of my oldest jokes when I first moved to LA was just I hated that all of my friends say, "Well, yeah, don't be like everyone else, Krystle, and suck your way to the top." And I was just like, "Where is this magical dick I'm supposed to be
Oh,
sucking?"
right.
You know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And little did I know Harvey Weinstein's an actual person, and it is gross looking. Not that I've seen it, but I don't care what it looks like. It's gross. It could be the
Yeah.
most beautiful cock I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
he's gross.
I don't know. I feel like men created the system that we would love to manipulate and abuse. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do know what you mean.
Yeah. I just think that's
Absolutely.
do unto others, right? It's the golden rule, but the evil version.
Right. Well, and then my girlfriend's in a situation where the guy wants to be open, but she can't.
What do you mean she can't? Like,
Yeah, like he can date other women, but she can't.
oh, he wants to institute that?
Yes.
Interesting.
And I'm like, ooh,
Man, the balls on that guy, huh? The cojones. That's crazy. And she's
It's
still like with him?
no, because they're in a like a, they're dating, kind of like my situation where like, oh, it's
so
so
they're friends.
awkward.
Okay.
It's her special friend, but she's like, I guess he was saying that he wanted it to be more of a relationship, and she was like,
How can that?
why would I ever do that?
I don't know.
Especially she doesn't have kids. It's not like she's hurting financially or that
Yeah.
she needs like some
Yeah.
sort of guy to save her or anything like that. It's like, I'm just, and no offense to the women who do need things like that, who would be okay with, their man. Because
No, that's crazy. I think it's crazy.
well, one of our most disappointing experiences that her and I have kept running into is the open relationship thing.
It's
like,
it's a scam.
well, it's because that same girl was at a party and this guy started hitting on her and she was like, "Your wife is right there."
Oh wow.
And
That's crazy.
He goes, "It's okay." And then he points over there to the guy that she's talking to and he goes, "So and so's fucked my wife."
Jeez.
And she's like, "What is happening?"
Yeah.
Like,
No, that's crazy. That's crazy.
and well, in being comedians, we have to be able to just look at it from a different perspective, I guess. But
No. You can call it crazy.
I think
It's crazy.
Because why call it a marriage? It's like it's not even your wife anymore at that point.
It's not even
And it's
beneficial
like-
for tax purposes. You know, like why? Yeah, I'm with you. Why? Why are you even together?
It's because I will say with my special friend thing, we were actually talking about this before we started hitting record.
Yeah.
Before we hit record, and for me, shout out to the friend again because he roasted me. Because every single time I start talking about it, I start stuttering and I'm like, I can't. I don't want to hurt his feelings.
She's so in love with him right now.
Well, right. Well, because it's
Yeah.
not me saying, well, I just want to date other people. Because I don't really have time to date other people, but I do have, I was telling him, I have a lot going on internally in my head. And just,
Right.
like, I'm not necessarily the greatest person in the world right
Yeah.
now. So I'm like, why wouldn't you want to just allow me the time to
Heal.
get better
Yeah.
and feel confident in my decisions and know confidently, like, hey, I want to do this.
Yeah.
Why would you want to be in a relationship with someone who's like, well, I guess since you're begging, you know.
It's just so fun, you know? It's just so exciting.
So I told him, I'm like, let's just enjoy what's going on. We're having so
Yeah.
much fun, and
Sure.
I'm sorry if you think that, you know, because I'm so wishy-washy that it might not be long-term, but you know what?
It might not be.
The whole cliche, we could all go outside and get hit by a bus, you know? You just don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
So that was her situation. Why did I bring that up?
That's
though?
wild. I don't know.
Feminism.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we were
Yeah, that's
talking
why.
about that. And and I told my friend that too.
That it was crazy?
Well, no, I told him, I was like, I am not a feminist. I was like, if you want me to go make you a sandwich, you know, like, I might be
Oh.
like resistant. I'll be like, oh, I'm lazy. But I want to make you a sandwich. I
Sure.
want to like do the dishes. Like, I'll, you know,
Yeah.
if you want me to do like womanly things. But, you know, here I am sitting alongside
Me.
a house husband.
Yeah, right. Yeah, stay-at-home dad.
Stay out. So, are you really enjoy? I love your bits about like,
Oh, thank you.
do I get to stay here? Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's so funny.
Thank you.
And every man hates you because they wish they had that.
I think some of them do, some of them don't. You know? There is something to be
Do you
said.
think some men think it's emasculating?
Oh, I think so. I don't
Okay.
know. I find it emasculating.
Do you?
That's why I joke about it.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's not like you didn't.
I'm being
You didn't
out-
grow up as a little boy saying, "I want to be a stay-at-home dad." You were in a situation where you're like,
No.
"I don't want to."
Yeah.
You
Sure.
you could go get a job yesterday anywhere,
I mean-
like if you really wanted.
Yeah. I could. That is true.
So, but you clearly enjoy.
But I
it.
don't. Yeah, but I don't. I mean, it is good. I know. One of my other sort of tags to my jokes about being a stay-at-home dad is why women work so hard to get out of the house. Why? It's so amazing in the house. But it is tough. I mean, the reality
have you heard Ali
is...
Wong's bit about that?
I have not.
Oh, it's so you have to see it.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah.
simple, and like she literally says, like, "Who are all these women ruining everything for us? Like, you know, like we had it
being
so
the
good."
overachievers. Yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
About
I'll have
how-
to find that. Yeah.
And then Chris Rock talks about that too. How like suckers work.
Right.
He's like, you know, all these shows, these reality shows are about these housewives, like these
Yeah.
basketball wives, because then they don't work. They're literally just running around town with their
doing whatever they want.
expensive handbags and
Yeah.
eating great food all day, shopping.
Yeah, I'm not
and-
quite to that point, but it is tough being home with the kids, and I'm super glad that I have comedy because you need something. You know, you need
Absolutely.
something outside of the house to ground you and kind of give you some perspective about.
So I didn't work for a while because I
Yeah.
had a boyfriend paying for everything, and
Yeah.
and he didn't work either. And
Where was he getting his money?
residual
jeez.
checks from
Yeah.
his company.
Yeah,
so
from the Happy Birthday song. Yeah,
not in the industry, but
we all know what residuals mean. He was a pimp. Yeah.
But God, we were just like two old retired people. We didn't no kids.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah,
he
of
didn't have
course.
kids. So and we could only work out so many times. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we would do like yoga in the morning, and then
Is that a
we
oh, no, you
eat
were
and
talking- okay.
no, really
Not a euphemism. Yeah.
No, and even that, like our sexuality was very just basic. Like
Sure.
it was like okay, like you know maybe once every couple days or so, and
Yeah.
just it was just and
Interesting.
I think if he would have been more of my best friend, I probably would have been able to handle it a little longer and maybe like, hey, maybe we could throw a kid in the mix and I'll just do this forever. But
Yeah. No, that's
he-
what you want to do. You
yeah,
want to
he-
throw children into an unsure situation.
right, that's what builds character. Okay, that and public
Sure.
school.
And the foster system.
Do you do public school or
yeah.
you private school?
Like me personally?
no, your kids.
Yeah, they're in public school.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
I was in public school too until
Okay.
college and then went to a private university.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, and what else did I want? Wow. Okay.
I don't know. Did we hit everything?
I just about. Hold
All
on. I
right.
want to make sure.
What
I
are the
didn't-
juicies?
I
you wanna know?
know. Oh yeah, and so you've never. We're going back now with
Yeah.
like alcohol. You never even tried it.
Not a sip. Yeah.
Never slipped. Well, because obviously that. Not a sip, because and you were so great with your virginity as well. Like,
Yeah, I was
did-
fantastic
when-
with it.
When did you make?
It's It's an all or nothing.
When did you make the decision? Well, there has to be a point where you have like a girlfriend when you're a teenager,
Yeah,
where
absolutely.
your body is just like boner, and
Right,
like, am I gonna pick, God or the goddess?
Right.
And so, tell me about that. Like, what there? I know you're not. He's not perfect. There had to have been a moment of darkness and weakness where he was about to lose it all, and he didn't. So let's talk about that. And even now, like You have it together for a comic, though.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
And so
You mean like with real world stuff?
yeah, and you're really pleasant.
Oh,
and
thanks. Yeah.
and because I think you didn't crack when you were younger, like I want to know like what the hell kept you on the train to not.
Yeah. I think there were a couple things. I mean, my dad in particular was very just involved.
Okay.
So
And your mom and dad really loved each other like a lot. Like they didn't fight growing up as much.
Oh, no,
or-
they fought.
Okay.
Okay, but here's what I'm going to say. I think a loving couple has to fight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand couples that are like, oh, no, we never fight.
Yeah.
No, one of you is lying
Mm-hmm.
or one of you is weak.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to toughen
Absolutely.
up. So I think it's fine to fight. My parents fought. I remember them fighting, but I also remember them, like, kissing each other in the kitchen, you know?
Okay.
So I saw both.
Okay. Good.
Which was good.
What was the ratio? They were obviously more loving than fighting? Or?
5 to 4. I don't know. Wait, what do you mean? Like a percentage?
Well, so for me,
Yeah, they were happier than they were
No,
angrier.
so for me, opposite.
Yeah.
Like angry.
Sure.
I could probably count on like two hands the amount of time my parents even like hugged.
Oh, that's
Well,
yeah.
just I mean, they
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, I know you come from a very different family background in that
which
sense, too.
ironically though, super Catholic, where they
Interesting.
just didn't want to like give up on it because they're the
Oh, yeah, because
Catholic
divorce
thing.
is so negative, right?
Exactly.
In Catholicism. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's not about getting your freedom. It's about, disappointing God. And it's like, oh, gosh.
Yeah.
So, okay. So your
Yeah.
dad was involved.
Yeah. So he was very involved in our lives. So I remember there were a couple times where I had a few occasions where I certainly could have had sex and did not.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah.
So tell me about that. Give me, I want a story. It was obviously a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And you could have why? Because she said it or because you knew if you would have like tried to make
I mean,
the
you
move?
get the sense, right? Like we were making out and you just, I don't know, right?
Okay.
That there's a point where you can go
Okay.
and there will be no coming back
So,
from
but
that
did
point.
she ask for it and you said no? Or did you guys both just were you good little
No.
kids?
No. I mean, we definitely weren't good
teenagers.
little kids.
Little kids sounds creepy.
But I definitely flirted with the line,
Okay.
but never crossed.
Well, I want to know the answer though. Did she?
Yeah.
Did you have to turn her down?
I did.
Ooh,
Yeah.
juicy.
Yeah. But not for
like
the
that.
total act.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I had one. I think the offer was teaching.
Do you know where that girl is? Like, do you see her on Facebook? The girl that you
No,
turned
no.
down? Oh,
No.
I bet she's doing.
I mean,
stand-up
I'm sure she's
somewhere,
on
still
Facebook.
telling jokes about you.
Yeah, I doubt she's doing stand up. I doubt it. Maybe.
I would be
maybe.
so devastated
She
if
was
I
into
was
comedy,
ready to
too,
let
but-
some teenage boy like deflower me, and then he's just like,
Yeah.
"We can't do this." I'm like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
I
It
feel-
wasn't quite that harsh. But
Okay.
the offer was to teach me how to give her oral sex.
Oh wow.
Right?
She was gonna teach you how to do it,
Yeah.
and you were like,
And I was like, I'm
you're
not
like-
comfortable
you're
with
like,
that.
It's so ugly.
No, that is not what I thought at
Okay.
all.
Oh, okay.
But no,
So,
I declined the offer.
and how long did your wife and you date before,
Yeah.
like you proposed and you guys did the whole thing?
Man,
And how did you guys meet?
sure. So we met, I guess I'll answer the first question first. So we
Mm-hmm.
dated, I think, for like 8 months before we got married.
Wow.
It was almost a
that's
year
good.
before we actually got married, but we were
Okay.
talking about marriage about 8, 9 months in, if I remember right. She's going to get mad. If she listens to this, she'll be like, first of all, I can't believe you talked about that other girl you dated. And
I'm
you
sorry.
totally don't remember our timeline.
Is she gonna listen?
No, she probably won't.
Okay,
She doesn't care
good.
about what I do.
Okay, good. Sorry.
No, she'll be fine.
Well, I met her and she was really sweet.
She's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 8 months, and yeah, Mormons don't date for very long. At least not a lot of them. because of the celibacy thing, right?
Yeah.
So
Smart.
sort of like when you find someone that you're like, no, this could work, you make it work.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
so
what
we
I'm
dated for about
doing
8
wrong.
months.
Maybe I'm gonna just, if the friend doesn't last, I'm gonna be born again.
Maybe that's the cleanse you should try, you know?
I think I really should.
Yeah.
That's the one that I haven't taken seriously.
All the guys are going to
on,
hate me
but
for like turning you into some celibate thing, but
How long should I try it for?
I mean, probably longer than 30 days. I mean, what are you looking for?
Well, so my girlfriend told me if I tried it for like, I think she said 6 months is where I'll feel
Holy
like
again?
that. Well, no, she'll just, no, it'll probably take 4 years for that to happen.
Yeah.
3 maybe for the Trinity. But
Right.
she said that's when you realize just how much it is kind of like a drug.
Oh,
Where
sure.
you're just like, wow, like
Sure.
I really was kind of just, when it becomes like, it starts to sound really disgusting, like almost like a casual thing. Like I
Yeah,
keep talking
yeah.
about my friend that I'm obviously having sex with. It's like, but he's my friend. And then it's like, no, he's not your friend. You guys are
Yeah.
having sex,
your
nasty,
buddies.
doing nasty
Your
things
buddies.
to each other. Exactly.
Yeah. I think and I don't know, but it seems like a lot of studies show that sex can be a fallback when other things start to go, right? So if there's not a good level of communication, you can always fall back to sex because that works 9 out of 10 times,
Right.
to connect you. So I think the thing with celibacy is when you find the next guy you want to be with, assuming, right, the friend doesn't work out, then wait. And I would be upfront with him and just be like, look, I want to make sure this is going to work. And so I would like to wait on any sexual encounters
Okay.
until we've established good communication.
Okay.
Because I think that's, for my faith, that's I think, a big part of the logic behind it. Is that you learn how to talk to each other because sex is always going to be sex, right?
Well,
It can get better.
For you, it's way different because you
Yeah.
had even with one person.
Yes, that is true.
I've also, I don't know, I haven't really talked about this lately, but actually I have talked about this lately on the podcast, is about how when I did wait a little bit longer than usual for the person, and I just had a revelation. But okay, you're right. You're absolutely right. I knew even before we did it probably wasn't going to be good.
Sure.
So I just called myself out on my own bullshit. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm
look,
gonna be like,
relationships.
listen, I'm gonna be like, I love you so much, and I know our sex is gonna be so good,
Yeah.
but we have to wait.
Right.
So I know you're gonna be my husband.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think that I don't know. Who cares? You do what you do what you need to do. But I think sex can it can be a fail safe.
Well, have you seen that meme?
A crutch. It's a crutch.
There's that meme going around saying I need to be on antidepressants just so it kills my libido so I can get stuff done.
Oh, interesting.
It's
I have not seen that meme.
It's
but
pretty.
yeah.
It's funny
Yeah.
because there's so many levels to it. or
Yeah,
whatever.
absolutely. So we met during
Yeah.
our last year at Brigham Young University.
That's
the-
undergrad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, undergrad. So I had done I was teaching.
And she's a master's. She has a master's degree
She has a PhD
in
accounting.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a lot of education in a
Yeah.
household.
No, she's no dummy.
In a family.
I know. Our kids are
Yeah.
doomed.
Wow. My last guest was a PhD in neuroscience.
Oh.
Yeah, that releases Monday. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
hear the
Oh,
following.
exciting.
Yeah,
That'll be fun.
Yeah. Well, we don't really talk too much about neuroscience.
Well, of course
'cause,
not, because it's boring.
That's me. Okay, cool. Wait, okay, I cut you off again. I keep cutting you
No,
off.
you're
We're
good.
almost done here, though. But wait, so undergrad,
Undergrad.
and then what happened?
Well, I was teaching a French 101 course in
Mm-hmm.
undergrad, and we were getting ready for a French club activity, and I had done a mock
Mm-hmm.
office episode that I'd written with a buddy of mine.
That's
And
cute.
then we all acted in, right?
Okay.
And so she saw that, and then she was attending this activity with a mutual friend of ours that we did not know was a mutual friend, if that makes sense. I knew him independently.
Okay.
She knew him independently.
Oh, okay.
So then after the activity, she was like, oh, I like that Seth kid. And he was like, I have gone to school with him for years, like junior high, high school. I could totally introduce you. So he sort of pushed us together. So they
that's
set up our
nice.
date that I thought was
Was
a
he your
totally
best
blind
man?
date.
No.
No, we don't really have best men.
Oh.
Yeah, because
Okay.
our weddings are done inside our temples. So it's a
Oh.
totally different ceremony than the fun one you see on TV.
I have so much to research when I get home.
Oh
I'm
man,
really
you're gonna find a lot
fascinated.
of interesting stuff.
So,
If you're just Googling Mormon, I have no idea what you're gonna find. It's gonna be fascinating.
okay. Well, maybe you can send me some links.
Okay.
Be like, this is legit. This is,
Sure.
this is what you should actually read.
Sure.
Let's plug your shows and your social
All right.
media.
Yeah.
Go. Let's hear it.
All right. Well, you can.
And this is, let me tell you, this
yeah.
is gonna release on, it's actually October 28th.
Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah.
No, that's good. So
sorry.
then you can come to the show Clean Up Comedy. This is the one that Krystle has done. Paul will have
Yes.
also done it by this point.
Yes.
It'll be November 7th at a place called The Bunker in Burbank. Very fun little room.
Yes.
So that'll be November 7th at 8 o'clock. Clean Up Comedy. You can follow me on social media. Instagram is what I use most, and then I push it to Facebook and Twitter. But my Instagram is only Seth Lawrence. That's where
Okay.
you can find me.
And where's the St. Lawrence at? Is that your Facebook? Like, what is?
My email.
Okay.
St.
I was like, why
Lawrence.
do I keep saying
Yeah,
that? Because I
it's
remember
on my
I
YouTube
kept,
channel, I
kept
think.
looking for you when I was doing your show, and I kept putting in St. I was like, I know his name is St. Lawrence.
Who is he? Well, you didn't even know who I was.
I didn't.
You had some like dual
I
identity
thought you were a
issue.
whole nother person. Paul, what shows you got coming up after the 28th?
November 1st, Belly Room hit me up at the Paul Antonio. Also, the Paul Antonio show coming to the network.
Ooh,
Ooh,
the
hey.
Paul Antonio show. I better get invited to be on it. Thank you.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, and you can listen to my podcast,
Yes.
The Disorganized Religion. It should air every Sunday. Try to put out a new episode every week.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for being here.
This was great.
And me, guys, you know how to find me, Krystle Chats. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.